want to ask about Leon Draisaitl and just the things he's doing right now. And is it surprising to you how he's elevated his game in the playoffs, or is this something that you saw coming?
No, not surprising to me. I don't know that you see it coming, but I'm not surprised. Look where his name is in terms of the playoff performances amongst the greats in the game. You know, that's what he's doing is special, but it's not his first time. Last year he did some things on one leg. You know, I saw him much earlier in his career, you know, put up some really good numbers as well during a playoff run. So surprised? No. More appreciative.
The fact that he is playing healthy this year, he seems to be rejuvenated. I know last year he really gutted it out through the whole playoffs, I guess. Do you see that in him, that he's kind of, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm glad to be where I am right now?
Yeah, well, I think anytime you gain experience in the playoffs, like he has been doing throughout his career, and, you know, last year he was banged up, but he figured out a way to have an impact, even though he was managing an injury at the time. That's what special people do. And what that experience helped him with is it showed him how he could alter his game in order to have the impact that he wanted to have. It was different than his normal impact, but he found a way. And then you know, this year he's happy, he's healthy, and he's performing at an unbelievable clip.
All right, so I have a theory on this. You can tell me if I'm off, but he's a bit like Forsberg in the sense that he engages physically, and I don't think he has to alter his game that much from the regular season to the playoffs because of the physicality that he brings during the course of the regular season. Does that make any sense at all? Or?
That's a good comparison. You know, I think Leon is the modern version of what power forward at the top of his game looks like. He's a huge man, but he has unbelievable skills, and he plays the game with a measure of physicality. You know, that's the modern day power forward. We're lucky we have him.
Jay, from knowing you for a few years and watching you coach, of course you make adjustments with ice time and recognize when a player might be having an off night, but when you speak about players, you always speak about their potential. You often come back with guys the next game if they've struggled and say, go at it. Is that learned behavior as a coach? Is that you as a human being, how you believe in people? I'm just...
Probably a little bit of both. The big thing that I believe in as a coach, and tried to say when Dave and I came up last year mid-season, was that we were going to put our players first, but we were going to demand some things of our people, but at the same time we're putting them first. And part of coaching, I believe, is to demonstrate to your players your belief in them. You can talk about it all you want, but demonstrating belief, I think, is important. In the end, I'm charged with making decisions real time. A lot of them are in real time, but making decisions for the best interest of our club. You know, and I believe that the people we have, not only the players, but the people around our team, is one of our competitive advantages. So it's our job as a coaching staff to coach everybody up and make sure that people are feeling good so that they can perform the way they need to perform. Part of them feeling good is making sure that they're prepared. And when I say prepared, that means they have the necessary information regarding an opponent. Part of being prepared is using the full 82-game schedule to work through things that you need to do in order to have success at this time of year. And, you know, the other part of preparation is how do you respond when something doesn't go your way? I said this last night, the true measure of any team is how you react when it doesn't all go perfect. It certainly didn't go perfect for us in game one. We knew we could be better. We had a better game in game two. In the end, it's 1-1 right now, and we're preparing to play our best game in front of the best fans in the National Hockey League tomorrow night.
Jay, how is Bouchard better on the power play than, not better, but different, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
than Tyson Barrie? Everybody talks about the shot, but is there something else that Evan does that you look at and go, okay, he's going to have a long career as on a power play?
well, I've got to see him, all along the way, when he came into Bakersfield and whatnot. I think comparing two different players, they both bring different attributes. Tyson is an elite power play quarterback in this league, still is, was a big part of helping develop our power play here. The one thing that I've been trying to say about Bouch is that when the trade was made, Ekholm comes in, Barrie goes out, is that it wasn't like we threw Bouchard to the wolves. He had spent time understudying on that unit. And I think when you have the time to work some things out, it makes you feel more comfortable that when you're ready to go center stage, you feel prepared for it. I think the more he plays on it, the better he'll be. In terms of skill set or attributes, he does have a big shot. It is a weapon. We believe in having all 5 players on our power play to be a threat. And, it's clicking at a decent rate, and it's making teams that want to be undisciplined pay.
This is an off-the-wall question, but Stuart Skinner only took 1 suit on the road because he didn't know you guys were staying in California or Vegas. How many suits does a coach take on the road? And because you're always being photographed behind the bench at every stoppage.
Well, I would say this, our players did know that if we took care of business in Game 6, the plan was to stay. Everyone was communicated that they better have enough clothes. So I'll talk to Stuart about reading his communications. But in terms of how many suits do I take on the road, usually I take one suit per game.
And if you watch a basketball game, they wear sweatsuits now and sweaters and stuff. Would you rather do that?
No, I appreciate the history of our game. I think one of the things about our game tradition is to see coaching staff behind the bench wearing formal attire or suits and ties. I'm also a traditionalist in that, I think, when you see players and coaches walk to the game, they're going to work. And, that's just my opinion. That's what I like to see. But, I can't foresee myself wearing a mock turtleneck or a Lululemon sweat top behind the bench.
Thank you.
Oh, really? Oh.
Jay, I know we talked about how different this series would be from the LA series, how Vegas approaches it differently, but is there an adjustment period on the ice? Because you can talk about it and you can look at it, but once you get out there and start playing, is that did you feel that there was a bit of an adjustment period to get used to the different style of play?
Yeah. The short answer is yes, there is. LA is a very unique hockey team, and they present a certain set of problems. So in order to find success in that series, we had to do something to find success. Las Vegas is its own entity. They're a really good hockey team that presents its set of problems. We spent numerous days preparing. But until you get out there and you feel it, you do have to adjust. That said, being in the same division and having played in the same division, you have an understanding of what that feels like. We didn't think we performed at the level we needed to perform in game one. We owned it. We got worked at getting better. And, our challenge here is to, make sure that we're ready to elevate heading into game number 3.
Can you speak to Costin blocking those shots in a game where it was pretty much in the bag? You're up.
What a great teammate.
Well, you're up 4 goals then, I think. And
Yeah.
Still trying to block a shot.
Great teammate, 2 shot blocks. I think the best thing to describe that was the effect that it had on our bench. I don't know if the cameras showed our bench or whatnot, but it wasn't any players sitting on the bench after they saw that. And I think, that's a form of our team spirit, our camaraderie. It's an example of what we value as a group. And I thought actually that whole game showed a lot of things about our team. And, for Klim to block those 2 shots and, get involved physically, it just shows you that he's doing whatever it takes to win. And I think that type of attitude is contagious.
One last one. Do you feel for what Janmark is going through? Blocks a shot in the first game, misses the first round series, gets hurt again in the,
Yeah, that's a function of this time of year. But, he's had some good days here. He'll get back in. He's just got to make sure that he's healthy. And those are things, both of the instances where he took a little bit of an injury, they were action. They weren't through inaction. They were through action. And, he's a valued member of our team, another great teammate. And his job is to make sure he's feeling better.
Did he catch a rut in the ice or what?
Good question. I never asked him that question. It was just kind of it was a weird play. But the good news is he's feeling good and he's working to get better.
Thank you.
Good? Okay, bye guys.